Well, this is advice that I wish I'd listened to 25 years ago. It's a difference between paying rent as a renter and owning your own house and your own mortgage. And once you look at these numbers and once you take a couple of minutes to understand what's actually happening, this will be a real good example of why you should never pay rent again. Let's take a look at what I mean. These numbers, first of all, are exemplary. They're only meant to illustrate the point of the differences between owning a house and paying for an apartment, rent for an apartment. Let's say, for example, you rent an apartment for $1,500 a month. By contrast, my mortgage with the bank is currently $1,886. Well, what actually happens with that money? Again, this is illustrative, but here's an example of what can happen. So let's say you give the apartment owner $1,500 of your hard-earned money. What you're actually doing is you're paying a portion of that money to go for his interest, his taxes, and his insurance on that property. Let's say it's 50%. $750 of your money is going to pay for his liability on those things. By contrast, I pay the interest, taxes, and insurance on my property. Let's say that's 50% as well. That's $943 out of my pocket that goes to those things. What that leaves us at the end is equity. In the case of the apartment owner, you are putting $750 of your money into their pocket every month. By contrast, I am putting $943 of equity into my pocket because I own the property and I'm responsible for paying for it, but this actually ends up in my pocket, not in somebody else's pocket. So let's push that out over 12 months. What does that look like? Every year, you're putting $9,000 as an example of equity into the apartment owner's property every year. By contrast, I'm putting in a little over $11,000 of equity into my pocket every year. And over 5 years, you can see how that adds up real quick. In 5 years, you put $45,000 of your money into somebody else's pocket. That belongs in your pocket. And I wish I had done that when I was 25 years old. I wish I had purchased property because today, right now, in the last 5 years, I put $56,000 of equity right where it belongs, in my pocket. I wish somebody had told me this, and I wish I had listened 25 years ago.